What's good? What's good? What's good, fans? Thank you guys for tuning into the Voice of the Fans podcast. Missed you guys last week, but here we are live today at Great American Casino in Tukwila, Washington. Tukwila, Washington, they have awesome happy hour specials. We're at 14040 Interurban Avenue South, Tukwila, Washington. Again, they have great happy hour specials. If you're a gambler, they all kind of special games for you. Will bounce back. First Saturday every month, they have their winners come back and play spin the wheel, and you can get multiple prizes doubled up. You can get cash back and doubled up on your prizes. So Great American Casino, come check it out. This is where I'm doing my podcast live. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man Cam, and we get the show started every week with a little montage of some of the work that we've been through. But I thank you guys again for tuning in. If you really like what you like what you see, and you appreciate the show, show your appreciation by hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, and share the podcast if you really enjoy what you're doing. We get the show started just every week like this here.
Who am I speaking to right now?
Cameron.
My name
Cameron.
Cam Buford.
Hey, it's Peter Rosenberg. I'm hanging on my man Cameron Buford.
You got some good questions today. I'm a Dolphin fan.
There's always room for improvement.
I'm more a fan of boxing. Boxing is my main sport.
All we want to see every year are the best two mothers getting in the ring and getting on.
I got some of this for you.
Goodness. For me?
Yeah, just for you.
Think about it like this: the promoter pays the fighter, the fighter pays the manager.
Okay.
So the manager works for the fighter, and the fighter works
for the promoter. Okay.
So you are lifting weights currently?
It's not like that.
When he said it's easier to score in the NBA versus Europe, did you agree with them?
To me, it's easy to score all over the world.
Can I finish right now? Do you want me to speak or do you want to conduct the interview and answer for me? Which one?
What do you think about these
Aaron, like I was saying before.
Aaron, what has the game of baseball taught you?
One of the biggest things is being humble.
Can you give a message to the kids to kind of persevere through the false teachings they may be giving?
Patience.
Okay.
Patience.
As the show Voice of the Fans
Oh my goodness!
continues to
I'm in
evolve,
tears.
Come on, you were adding some spice to it.
it is strictly banter back and forth between myself and Cameron Buford.
I enjoy all of it.
The real ones know what's going on, right?
Never mind.
Go watch the tape. Go watch the tape, and then you tell me if it was all about just a system.
You look like a buffoon.
Go do your research. Go do your study.
I'm not caught up to you guys yet. I do
I'm real surprised at that, Cam.
Hey, come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, this guy.
That's what's good in sports, man. It's the big Snoop Dogg, man.
That's what's good in sport.
Thank you for making our voice your choice.
If you haven't told your girlfriend about the show, tell her about the show. If you haven't told your boyfriend about the show, tell him about the show. If you haven't told your cousin, your uncle, your grandfather about the show, let everybody know about the Voice of the Fans podcast.
Hey, man, thanks for making our voice your choice. You know how we do.
Yeah, what's good, guys? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Please, somebody in the chat, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a 1, 2 in the chat if you can hear me. 1, 2 in the chat if you can hear me, just to confirm. I'm having some technical difficulties, it appears, but please give me in the chat if you're listening. Give me a 1, 2 if you can hear me. But again, I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man Cam. It is again June 18th, 2025. Fans, and we got ourselves an NBA series. How about this, man? It's looks like we're going into game 6 with OKC Thunder just winning their last game. So we're going to talk about the series. We missed you guys last week, but I want to recap the series just to kind of, I know everybody's watching it, but I want to bring you guys up to speed as to kind of how I see the game. Obviously, And when we speak about we'll get to the other NBA topics later, like Kevin Durant trade speculation. We're gonna get to some of the other NBA topics. There's a big trade in the NBA. We're gonna hear my feedback on the Desmond Bane to Orlando trade. It might be different than what a lot of people are speculating on, but I'm gonna talk about that a little later. But let's just start with the NBA final. Just kind of recap kind of what happened. Obviously, game one, in the midst of all the conversation, is Tyrese Halliburton, is he an actual all-star or superstar? Excuse me. He goes ahead and has his fourth game-winning shot of the finals, or excuse me, of the NBA playoffs. Not a lot of guys has done this, man. This is he's been on a heck of a pace. So he wins game one in Oklahoma City on a final buzzer, where a game where they didn't win or they didn't lead all game until his final shot. So he showed you he has those clutch genes and those huge huevos, as he likes to dance around the court displaying. So that OKC, that forced OKC to then obviously turn around and dominate game two, win that game by nearly 20 points. It was a 17 or 16 point win, if I remember correctly. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 32 points, 34 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, or 8 assists, 5 rebounds in that game to kind of tie it up. The Pacers, again, showing that they're here to play. They came back and won game 3. They punched back and won game 3. If you guys, I'm sure all you guys are watching, but just to kind of recap, and this was everybody will remember this game as the Benedict Mathurin game. As he dropped 27 points out coming in off the bench, becoming the first sub to score 25 plus points since Jason Terry did it years ago. So that put the Pacers up again 2-1. And then next game, OKC came back and SGA closed the game out with 15 straight points in the fourth quarter. I actually was questioning where he was in the third quarter, sent out the APB on him, and he showed up in the fourth quarter by closing that game out with 15 points of the OKC. I think they scored 22 in that quarter, so he closed them out in that game. Where they were, it was a kind of a rock fight in that game for OKC, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander closed that game out to tie up the series and to make it the best of 3. In doing so, and making it the best of 3, as we saw a couple nights ago, Jalen Williams then inserted himself in as into Scottie Pippen comparisons with a 40-point 40 burger he put on the Pacers. And he played huge defense on both sides of the ball. So everybody, when somebody plays both sides of the ball, one of the guys who did it best was Scottie Pippen, and so he channeled his inner Scottie Pippen to come out and play alongside SGA and kind of dominate that game, if you will. Again, he had the 40 points, played solid defense. He's a factor on both sides of the floor. And he took advantage of, and as OKC does typically, take advantage of the mistakes that the other team make. And the Pacers are definitely making more mistakes than OKC, especially late in the game. How do you guys see this game? How do you guys see this game going? They have game 6. I think this ends in 6. I had OKC in 5. But the Pacers did still an extra game. They got the first game, and then they got the third game. I think game 3 was kind of not a surprise, but they kind of caught them off guard. I didn't expect that win, and there you go. Now we got a series. So one more game. I don't think this goes to 7. I got OKC cleaning this up. I got OKC cleaning things up and not finishing them off, it's a finish them off in Indiana in game 6, and it doesn't even get back to OKC in game 7. How do you guys have it going? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know if you can, which way you see this game going. Do you see the Pacers rebounding and forcing it to a game 7 Halliburton bouncing back off this strained calf, or do you see McConnell getting most of the playing time and leading them? You know, when McConnell gets in the game, he does his thing. He keeps them. He has some fight in him. Do you see McConnell leading this game, leading them back and helping them win Game 6 and pushing it to a Game 7? I don't see that happening, but they're going to be in Indiana. Do you guys see that happening? Let me know in the chat. Give me a 3 if you think the Pacers can win. Give me a 3 if you think the Pacers in the chat. Give me a 3 if you think the Pacers can win this game they have coming up and push this to a Game 7. I don't think they have it in them. Or maybe it's not that they don't have it in them. They're fighting a better team in Oklahoma City Thunder. So let me know if you think. What you guys think? Is that something that can be done? Can they come back and win? Oh no, I'd like to hear your feedback. What do the Pacers need to do? Do you focus on Jay Will now? Does he garner more attention? Does Chet and his improvisation that he's going through? Do you focus more on SGA? Do you take people away from Chet, take eyes away from Chet and put them on Williams now? What do you do? What's the next move that Carlisle does in this matchup to kind of keep them close? Do you want? What do you think? What do you guys think is Rick Carlisle's next move to kind of keep this game respectable? Aside from going out and flatten the tires on the team bus so they can't make it to the building. Because I think the Oklahoma City Thunder, where you just roll the ball out, they got better talent, and they got better talent. They play better defense, though I would give the edge to a Rick Carlisle. I think SGA is that far much better than anybody on the Pacers squad. And so there we go. That's what we have. That's what we have there. We have that scenario where the best player is just going to end up dominating Game 7. The best, if you don't want to say best player, you could say two of the best 4 players on the court. If you want to throw in Pascal Siakam and somebody with a wild hair at the butt, got Halliburton as one of the top players, you could say the best 2 of the best 4 players on the court belong to OKC, and they're going to be a factor in deciding how long the series goes. If we get more basketball going into the summertime, or it ends here in a couple nights. What do you guys think? What's your opinion? Who do you guys got winning this game? Hit me up in the chat. Hit me up in the chat with a 4. Hit me up in the chat with a 4 if you think that the Oklahoma City Thunder in the series here on in a couple nights in Game 6, as I do. I really do think they're going to end it here. What do you guys think? Again, we got some interesting topics in the NBA bouncing around. Kevin Durant talking about, where does Kevin Durant go? Is Kevin Durant? Is he? We heard the one GM anonymously said his name is bigger than his game. Wow, that's tough. That's tough words for a GM on Kevin Durant. Do you guys agree with that? Is Kevin Durant's name bigger than his game? I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Kevin Durant got a few years, obviously depending on where he's going, where he could be back to his Golden State form, if you will. Excuse me. I think if Kevin Durant back to his Golden State, if he went to a team like Houston, where there's other pieces around them, they want Kevin Durant they want his 25 points a game. That's what they want. There's other pieces around them. They're not going to say, okay, Kevin Durant, give us 30 points a game. They're going to take his 25 points a game and make that work, and pair that with the defense that they're already playing. I think that'd be a good move for Kevin Durant. Which trade or which team do you think would be a good move for Kevin Durant? I mean, and a lot of it's going to depend, obviously, on his attitude and what he wants to do with his career. Does he want to win? Does he want to play to win? Does he want the most money? Does he just want to be comfortable playing? Does he want to go home? Like, who knows what he's really thinking? So I think a lot of those off the court issues really come into factor with a guy like Kevin Durant, who already has a championship, who already has money, who already has some fame. He's notorious for saying all he wants to do is ball. Well, okay, yes, that's fine, and that sounds great. I love the attitude there, where ball is the most important thing to you. But there are other things that should pique your interest, just to kind of keep that ball part fresh. I would suspect. But what do you think is Kevin Durant's best option? Not the best option. What do you think would be a best play for him to kind of target? Is it San Antonio? Or him in San Antonio, are they on the same time schedule? Kevin Durant, I think, is a win-now player. Is a player when you bring Kevin Durant in, you bring him in to complement your pieces and help you win now versus down the line 2 or 3 years. I think his timeline for a championship is now. That could potentially happen to Houston. Houston was number 2 in the West last year. You had Kevin Durant. You take away Smith. You take away what's the antagonist? I'm having a brain fart. But Dylan Brooks. You take away Dylan Brooks. You give away another player and a pick, one of their own picks. I think that gets Kevin Durant in the house. And then we know who Kevin Durant is. Bring some notoriety, bring some publicity, bring some great shot making to your team. I think that would be a great, excellent pick. I don't know a bad side of Kevin Durant going to Houston. I don't know a bad side. So yeah, what's your thoughts on the Kevin Durant trade? That's my thoughts on the Kevin Durant trade. Let me know what you're thinking. The Knicks coaching search. What a bumbling mess this is. The Knicks, why don't they go after Sam Cassell or Mark Jackson? Some people say Mark Jackson has been away from the game too long. Okay, what's your excuse for the guy like Sam Cassell, excuse me. What would be the excuse for with the guy like Sam Cassell, who's been on the sideline for multiple years, won multiple championships, has that experience, has a relationship building power with his teammates? Why can't Sam Cassell get a head coaching job? Hopefully he'll be interviewed for this next one soon, but that's kind of curious as to why Sam Cassell can't get a job and other people, retreads, seemingly can. The Memphis Grizzlies have traded Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic. Forget this. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first-round draft picks, and one first-round pick swap. This is what sources told ESPN. Amazing. That's a huge haul for Desmond Bane. So I think Desmond Bane is great. I think Desmond Bane can be great. Let me rephrase it and say that. I think he can be great. He's able to dribble for a big dude. He has 70. I give his handles probably a B minus. I give his handles. Shooting is he gets an A. He gets an A. Definitely gets an A in the shooting. And the variety of shots I give him, he takes good shots for the most part. I think that this is a great pickup to pair him with Paulo Banchero. I think it's a great addition. And they play with the Wagner brothers. What's going to be difficult is finding out the Wagner brothers play essentially the same position as he does. What's that power forward shooting, small forward swing game? I think that's going to be – coach is going to have to kind of figure out which direction we're going with that there. Outside of that, I think there's a lot of talent here on the Star game. And like I say, it'll be interesting to see how the coach kind of handles their the rotations of their players over here the next few weeks. The Buss family reportedly is to sell the majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers for, get this, $10 billion to Mark Walter. Walter happens to own majority stake in the Dodgers as well. Jeannie Buss appears to be able to continue her role. Dr. Buss, if you remember, bought this team in 1979 for $67 million. And he kind of patchworked that whole deal to get it done. He had a vision of turning Showtime into Showtime, and he certainly did that. He raised the stock of the Lakers, raised the stock of the prices, made. I wasn't in LA during the Showtime era, but I was in LA that still reverberated, even throughout the early 2000s and in the 2010s. That aura that Dr. Buss created certainly still reverberated around the city as everybody's become a Laker fan for the most part. And now that team sells for $10 billion. If you remember, they were under some legal lawsuit with Jeannie was with their brother and sisters once their father died, because they wanted to sell the team years ago. And Jeannie was like, hold on. So the team finally gets sold. And yeah, everybody, that money gets divvied up. I think it's like 6 ways. So a small piece, but it's still millions of dollars. But $10 billion, my goodness. Kudos to the Lakers for getting sold for that price right there. What did you guys? We got one more game. I predict, as I've been predicting all season long, I predict that the Oklahoma City Thunder will win Game 7. I think win Game 7 going away. They'll have time to call a timeout, and they'll have time for their starters to walk off the court. That's what I think it's going to be. I don't want to say a blowout, but they'll have time enough to do that in the game. But the Pacers had a valiant effort. They're growing more confidence and experience each game in the postseason. So I don't rule out seeing them back around next year. I don't rule that out by no means. But, they just got beat by a better team. So they shouldn't hang their heads. They shouldn't be displeased with their performance. They just got beat by a better team. That's what I truly believe, and I bet you guys, most of you guys believe that too. Michael Jordan fans being the worst sports fans of all time. I don't know if Michael Jordan fans are the worst fans. I wouldn't say that. Why would you say that? Why would you bring that up? I'd be interested to hear you comment. I believe that most Michael Jordan fans really speak from a place where they probably lived that experience. They probably watched MJ play. So you talking about something else, and not really have seen MJ get down. Yeah, your vision might be, YouTube doesn't do it justice, opposed to the games that you've seen. So I don't know. I wouldn't say his fans are the worst fans in the world at all. But I'll be interested to hear why you think that. I would be interested to hear why you think that. But shout out to you, the Universal Galaxy. Shout out to you for chiming in with the chat. The NFL, man. NFL is coming up. It's coming right upon us. Have you guys thought about that? Or you gonna let the summer hit you? You want to hear you want to smell the grass in training camp before you get into it? Well, that's fine. But I'm going to talk about some of the latest things that's going on in the NFL, if you don't mind. Just some random stuff. It's training camp. Teams are getting ready for training camp. So it much of what you're hearing is from stories that were in minicamp. Travis Kelce says he's coming back wasn't a hard decision, of course, because they lost. Had they won and he get to ride out in the sunset with his $1 billion superstar, we might not see Travis back here today. The Ravens signed cornerback Jair Alexander after the Packers released him. That was an interesting release because the Packers seemingly needed help in that position. Now, Alexander suffered some injuries, but I don't know why they released him. I see the Ravens using him and using him well, pairing him with Mika Fitzpatrick. Maybe if he has taken a step back, and then that could be a tremendous safety tandem there. So that was a interesting move by the Packers to cut Jair, and you knew he was going to go somewhere good because it was just too good to be kind of thrown aside. What do you guys think about Travis Hunter? How do you feel about Travis Hunter? Now we have mini camps have come and gone. Preseason training camps haven't started yet. What do you guys think of Travis Hunter? Will he be an effective two-way player in the NFL, going both ways, playing tackle football on offense and then playing tackle football, obviously, on defense? Will Travis Hunter be a consistent player in the NFL when the season starts? No, but don't all answer at once. Don't all answer at once because that's a tough question. I know it is. But where is he going to be? What's going to happen? When the season starts, is he going to play both ways? I question that. I wonder. I'm curious to see as well as you guys are. Does he play both ways? And I just don't know how feasible that is because he's playing against grown men. Yeah, so I don't know how feasible that is. But a lot of teams have already signed most of their players, which is a good thing. You got the Dolphins dangling Jalen Ramsey out for a potential trade. Ramsey is just being contentious as he is and bringing down any trade value that he has by not traveling with the team, by not performing with the team, by kind of being held out. I kind of see that as a problem, but hey, they're on the verge of winning the championship. Maybe he'll learn after this. I don't know. But Jalen Ramsey, I think, is overrated. Jalen Ramsey, I think, is overrated. The Dolphins are looking at trading him, which makes absolute great sense. It's why they challenged. It looks like he might go back to the Rams, which would be odd. But if he's so great, folks, why is he challenged? Why is he challenged? I'd be interested to know that. Why has he been on 3 different teams? If he's so great, why does that happen to great players? Who knows? Great players don't bounce around like this. Not very often. Not typically. What else we got in the NFL? There's obviously no games are being played. Training camp is the next big thing that's happening before we get to, we're months away. Once the guys start putting pads on, we're just weeks away from live action. Next week, I'll give you a rundown. We won't have any finals to talk about. I'll give you a rundown of the storylines that I'll be targeting, and I commit to giving you guys that content next week. The storylines that I'll be following within the NFL. Fans, I got a trivia question for you guys. You guys would indulge me and play this game for me. Who holds the record for the most blocked shots in a single NBA Finals game. The most blocked shots in an NBA Finals game. Do you know who that is? I'll tell you who it is in a minute. But before we get there, I want to, every week I'd like to pay homage to the people that come for us and the struggle that they went to by doing the segment that I call This Week in History. And we talk about some of those things, like, for example, what happened on this day back when. And so I'll talk about some of the things that happened. Sorry for the dead silence, but I just want to get my. Well, what I have down is, I'm sorry, friends. This is going to be a little sketchy segment, as it already is. I'll talk about what's happening on this day in sports. Arnold Palmer staged a remarkable comeback, shooting a 65 to win the U.S. Open at Cherry Hills Country Club, overcoming a 7-stroke deficit and outpacing legends like Ben Hogan and Jack Nicklaus. This happened in 6/18/1960. June 17, 1976, in the NBA announced that it's merging with the NBA. It absorbing four of its most successful franchises, the Nuggets, the Pacers, the Nets, and the Spurs, while ABA innovation rules and significantly influenced the NBA future. So that was June 17, 1976. There was the merger happen. And then June 11, 1990, 43-year-old Nolan Ryan tossed a 6 no-hitter in a 5-0 Rangers win over the Athletic, becoming the first to throw a no-no with 3 teams and the oldest in Major League Baseball history. That was Nolan Ryan. Fans, this week, man, if you haven't followed, we didn't talk much hockey this season on the show, but shout out to the Florida Panthers for winning their fifth. What am I talking about? Going to the Stanley Cup Finals 3 consecutive years, winning their second back-to-back championship. Shout out to the Florida Panthers, but by beating the Edmonton Oilers in 5 in Game 6. There was a player, I don't know his name. Forgive me, I don't know his name. But this player for the Edmonton Oilers, he was on the team last year. He has lost the NFL championship 5 of the last 6 years, which is pretty darn remarkable. He's been on multiple teams, 3 or 4 different teams. Each team he was on, they end up in the finals that season. I mean, that kind of should speak about his play. Tonight wasn't one of the best displays of plays. Looked like just from a foreign eye, it looked like he was passing up on some shots. Maybe wasn't aggressive enough. That's kind of what I saw. But I didn't stick around to hear what the coach had to say. But yeah, that was interesting. Shohei. Excuse me. I was talking about the Stanley Cup winners. Sam Reinhart was the star of the night, with four goals, marking first 4-game in the Capitals in the Stanley Cup Finals game since 1957. Bennett was honored with the Conn Smythe Trophy after leading all postseason scores with 15 goals and 22 total points in 23 games. So he was getting down. Good shout out to the Florida Panthers. Shohei Ohtani returned to the pitching after nearly 2 years on Monday night for the Los Angeles Dodgers, allowing 1 run in 1 inning while also hitting a double and an RBI single in Los Angeles for a 6-3 win. So Shohei Ohtani is back on the mound. We'll see how long this lasts, but as of now, Shohei Ohtani is back in action. Caitlin Clark. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark for a minute, guys. Is there really a controversy here? A lot of players. Is she giving? Now, it was said earlier that players were hating on her. Are players are hating on her because they're retaliating on some of the stuff that she's giving them? Can that be said? We're going to get more. We're going to talk more about the WNBA and hear all these specifics, and I'll definitely get my question answered by WNBA writer for the Athletics, and we can go do a deep dive on kind of the WNBA and what's happening. But I'd be interested to know, what do you guys think about that? Is Caitlin Clark? The bad rap is not what I'm saying, but they're playing her more physical on the court anyway. I'm not talking about the relationships and the girls jealous of her or whatever that situation may be. I'm talking about on the court. Are they trying to punish the girl, or are they retaliating from some of the stuff that she does? Now, she's obviously her shot has garnered a lot of attention, and a lot of people see that and think how sweet it is. A girl from Iowa is dominating the league, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it hasn't been gone unnoticed that she is kind of she's a John Stockton-ish player. She talks a lot of crap. She's willing to shove it in your face. And when you have players that come back and come back at you with the same attitude, with that same energy, you gotta absorb it and eat it. Now, she hasn't complained about it. And to her credit, she's not saying that that's a problem. But I just wonder if that's the situation, that's how you guys see it. Because it's easy to talk junk to nobodies, but do you talk junk to teams that are beating your butt? Often not. But Caitlin Clark was doing her thing in Mayberry last night. Wasn't going for it totally. Marina Mayberry was not going for it. She was like, I put on my pants just like you do. So no reason I should have to back down when people have been backing down. So it's just a question I want to throw out there. It's just a question I wanted to throw out there and see what you guys kind of thought on that situation. Is Caitlin Clark being mistreated, or is she being treated fairly? And largely because of how she, reacts and responds to players around her. That was the question I put up, and let me know what your thoughts is. Back to the trivia question I had asked earlier in the show. Let me get back there. Excuse me, fans. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to that quote here in a minute. I just had to, or not the quote, excuse me. Thank you guys again for sticking with me. I just had to kind of clean something up here on my spreadsheet just so I can read it properly to you guys. I apologize for the moment. Probably something that should have been done earlier, but we're doing things on the fly tonight. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate your understanding. So where was I? I was going to reveal the trivia question. Who holds the record for the most blocked shots in a single NBA Finals game? The most blocked shots was 9 in an NBA Finals game. Was it Bill Walton, Dwight Howard, Hakeem Olajuwon, or Tim Duncan? Who holds the record for the most blocked shots, which is 9 for an NBA Finals game? A couple of people got it right in the chat. Thank you for chiming in. The answer is Dwight Howard with 9 block shots. Kind of surprising. That makes you say, Dwight Howard wins that award. So we got game. As far as the NBA goes, we got the NBA Game 6 coming up. I think that'll be the last game. And then we quickly got the NBA draft coming around. And then shortly after that, we got NBA Summer League that we'll be able to chat about. So you guys stick and stay with the Voice of the Fans podcast. Please share it with your friends. Share it with your coworkers. Share it with your neighbors. And we can reconvene and talk about it then. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. If you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button. If you like what you really like what you hear, hit that like button. If you really like what you hear, go ahead, hit that share button. Share it with a best friend, share it with a family, share it with your uncle, your favorite cousin, your favorite uncle. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. Happy belated Father's Day to all those fathers listening to this podcast. Hand clap for you guys. Probably don't get much of recognition. All you do is get left alone on one day. But hope you guys enjoyed that particular day. So shout out to you guys. If you can and you are willing, become a subscriber of the Voice of the Fans podcast. Thank you for your time. I hope to hear from you soon. As always, thank you for making our voice your choice.